Okay, let's just jump right in, because today we're going to completely transform how we understand a concept that is literally thousands of years old. When you hear the word mercy, you probably think of a feeling, right? Like pity or compassion, or maybe someone just being let off the hook for a mistake. But what if I told you that in ancient, divine terms, mercy isn't just an emotion at all? What if it is actually the fundamental, structural physics of the universe? Today, we're decoding the concept of Er Rahman, which usually just gets translated as the merciful. But as you'll see, translating it as just an emotion is kind of like calling the entire ocean a puddle. We're not talking about a feeling here. We are looking at the cosmic operating system itself.
All right, let's dive into this because we've got to confront the elephant in the room right off the bat. It's the ultimate paradox, isn't it? If the universe was truly created by an entity that is the absolute, infinite source of mercy, why does our world look the way it does? I mean, why are there catastrophic earthquakes? Why are there massive floods? Why does nature have venomous snakes and scavenging animals? It's the oldest question in the book. How can a supposedly merciful universe contain so much apparent suffering, danger, and destruction? Well, to figure that out, we first have to realize that our basic definition of the word mercy is totally flawed, mostly because we're projecting our own human limitations onto something much, much bigger.
You see, when we think of mercy, we naturally just think of human mercy. And human mercy, as beautiful as it absolutely is inherently reactive, and honestly, it's a little bit transactional. Our mercy gets triggered when we see someone powerless, someone in need, right? Our conscience gets pulled toward them. But underneath that empathy is actually often this subtle hidden fear. We're thinking, man, one day this could happen to me. I'd want someone to share my pain if I'm suffering, so I should probably share theirs right now. Or sometimes we show mercy expecting a reward, like spiritual points, social praise, maybe just a favor down the line. The point is, human mercy requires a suffering subject to even exist, and there's almost always a slight expectation attached to it.
So let's completely redefine this. Consider the ancient concept of kazibe, which translates to attraction, pull, or even gravity. Mercy, in its absolute purest, divine form, is this cosmic pull. It's the gravitational force that keeps reality from literally disintegrating. Just think about it. The electron orbits the nucleus of an atom because of this pull. The moon orbits the Earth orbits the sun, all because of this gravitational attraction. Even the blood circulating in your veins, orbiting your heart, relies on this exact principle. Divine mercy is not just a feeling of pity, it is the physical and spiritual gravity, the kazibe, that binds every single particle of existence together. Without it, matter itself couldn't even stand. The whole shebang would just fall apart.
And this brilliantly illustrates a massive distinction between two terms that get confused all the time: Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. Now, while they both share the same root word, they operate in completely different ways. Ar-Rahman is absolute. It's static. It's directed at the very essence of creation itself. It is this general, overarching mercy that falls on everything: the rose and the thorn, the predator and the prey, the righteous and the wicked. Think of it like the sun shining on everyone, indiscriminately. Ar-Rahim, on the other hand, is dynamic and specific. That's a targeted, extra layer of mercy directed specifically toward those who actively seek it and align themselves with it. But for this explainer, our focus is on that vast, unconditional umbrella, Ar-Rahman.
To truly grasp the insane scale of Er Rahman, we really have to look at the linguistic math built into the ancient Arabic word itself. It's fascinating. The word ends with a dual suffix, elif, nun. Now, in Arabic grammar, this suffix usually denotes a pair, like two of something. But when it's applied to this specific intensive structure, it acts as an infinite loop that pretty much breaks human comprehension. The grammar literally commands you, okay, imagine the greatest mercy you can possibly conceive. Got it? Now multiply it by 2. But wait, since you just conceived of that new, larger mercy, that is now your baseline, so you have to multiply that by 2. And again, forever. It is literally a mathematical formula for infinity, embedded right into the language, proving that the borders of this cosmic mercy cannot be calculated.
So the absolutely crucial takeaway here is this radical difference between us and the Creator. Like we talked about earlier, human mercy absolutely requires a target. For you to feel merciful, there has to be someone or something suffering right in front of you. But God's mercy, Ar-Rahman, needs no target at all. It looks at the absolute empty void of nothingness and gives it existence. God's mercy doesn't just come in to soothe the suffering. It creates reality out of pure grace. Think of it this way. We love things because they exist. The divine loves things and therefore they exist. The fact that anything exists at all is the very first act of this infinite mercy.
But how does this immense, mind-bending cosmic mercy actually interact with our daily human lives? We'll take the famous historical scholar Abdullah bin Mubarak. He was traveling with a huge caravan to perform the Hajj pilgrimage, which is a massive, incredibly expensive, and deeply important spiritual journey. But on the way, he witnessed a young orphan girl sneaking out to scavenge a dead bird from the road, literally just to feed her starving siblings. Upon seeing this, he didn't just feel bad for her and move on. No, he immediately canceled his entire pilgrimage. He took all the money he had saved for that huge journey and gave it directly to those orphans, declaring that feeding them was the true Hajj. This right here is the absolute peak of human empathy, when the gravity of divine mercy pulls a human heart so strongly that it just completely overrides all other plans.
Now, let's take everything we've just learned and revisit that really tough question from the beginning. If existence is held together by infinite mercy, what is the deal with natural disasters and scary animals? We really have to reevaluate what we call evil. Take earthquakes, for instance. Without tectonic plates releasing stress, the Earth would literally build up pressure and explode like a balloon. Earthquakes are the Earth's necessary pressure valve, a harsh, yes, but vital mechanism to keep the planet alive. And floods? They are the Earth's harsh but necessary way of washing and purifying itself. What about venomous snakes? Actually, they extract and balance toxins within the entire ecosystem. Scavenging animals? They're nature's indispensable environmental cleaners. What we perceive as bad or destructive in the short term is, on a massive cosmic scale, a structural necessity. It's literally mercy disguised as hardship, ensuring the survival of the whole system.
Okay, which leads us to one of the most radical ideas presented in this entire explainer, the concept of divine punishment. Because if mercy encompasses absolutely everything, how on earth can a concept like hell or divine wrath even exist? Well, within this framework, even divine punishment is merely a subset of mercy. You can think of it as a spiritual intensive care unit. When a soul becomes so deeply sick, so utterly corrupted that it simply cannot heal in this world, it's placed in the intensive care unit of the next. The treatment might be agonizing, just like a really harsh, invasive medical intervention, but the ultimate goal is purification and healing. Even in the absolute darkest places, the operating system of mercy is still running in the background.
So, how does this actually change our everyday lives? Let's talk about the concept of dua or prayer. The Creator wants to give. The Creator is infinitely merciful. So, what's the problem? Well, the problem is us. We either forget to ask or, more often than not, we ask for the completely wrong things. We are basically like children demanding chocolate for dinner when what we actually need is a nutritious meal. We constantly ask for short-term comfort instead of long-term growth. True prayer isn't about handing the universe a shopping list. It's about aligning our own will with that cosmic gravity we talked about earlier. When we finally learn to ask for the right things, like guidance and connection, we allow that infinite mercy to flow directly into our lives.
Which brings us to our final thought for today. We spend so much of our lives stressed out, feeling victimized by circumstances, constantly judging situations as purely good or definitively bad. But as this explainer has shown, our vision is just incredibly limited. We are staring super close at a single isolated pixel, while the universe is operating on the scale of a giant masterpiece painting. So I want to leave you with this lingering question to hopefully help reframe your own daily struggles. Could there be a mercy you simply cannot yet see behind every single hardship you witness? Because if the cosmic operating system is truly built on infinite structural mercy, then even in our very darkest moments, we are being held. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. Keep questioning, keep learning, and hey, try to look for the hidden mercy in the world around you today.